Hello everyone, welcome to Colleen's Opinions. Today I want to introduce you all to my son Jacob. Jacob, tell him hey. Jacob, look. Yeah, when he know that I'm trying to make him look, sometimes he try not to look. But my son Jacob was a miracle baby. He was born 2 months early, and he was 2 pounds and 5 ounces when he was born. He was supposed to be born on September 26, 2019. Instead, he was born on July 24th, 2019. So, he was born 2 months and 2 days early than when he was supposed to be born. And it being a NICU mom was like something so new to me. And it was an experience that I have never experienced before. It was kind of scary at the same time. Especially being in a NICU when you have alarms going off for other kids. They having to rush babies out. You know, you just have, it's a situation where you have to stay prayed up and lean towards God more than man. Even though you have to put your trust in man, but you have to depend on the higher power. And I just give God all of the praise and I give God all of the glory to still have my son and have him sitting right here in my life. Like becoming a NICU mom, becoming a preemie mom, it made me have so much patience. Jacob was my firstborn child, and like I said, and I ended up having him 2 months early. So I was 29 when I got pregnant with my son, and I had him when I was 30 years old. So you know, there was a big change for me. Being a new mom at 30 and then having complications where I had to have him early. So when I tell you, I began to see real fast how self-centered that I had been, you know, before having Jacob. Jacob taught me a lot of patience, and I feel like God tested my faith with my child, because not long before I had got pregnant with my son, before I had to start developing a relationship with God, and I feel like God used my child to test my faith, just to see how strong my faith would be. Would I give up? You know, and I never gave up. I never stopped praying. I never stopped praising God. I stayed faithful to God through my bad times, through my hard times, or whatever, because I know that regardless of what I was going through, I stayed praying because I knew God was able, and I kept my faith or whatever. So I just want everybody to know, you know, to get through being a NICU mom, having a preemie, you know, you have to lean on a higher power to get through that, to be able to leave your child knowing that you have a baby. And I had to leave my baby with the nurses and stuff for 2 months of his life. Even though I was so happy that the hospital was not that far from where I live, but I had to depend on God. And I tried to be up there every day. I went up there every day, twice a day. I went up there in the morning. I went home, took a rest, went back so I could tuck my baby in at night. Some nights I used to leave out from up there, because they'll tell you, you know, when your baby feeding time, so you can be up there learning how to take care of your baby. I learned how to bathe my baby and take care of him. Everything. And he stayed in there so long because, okay, they wanted him to get up to 4 pounds. And then when he got up to 4 pounds, you know, they wanted to make sure he was eating. And he struggled with sucking that bottle, y'all. And that took so much of me or whatever. And I promise you, and I learned too, when you become a NICU mom with dads, y'all, the dads are the first to have a nervous breakdown. Like, the woman ended up being the strongest. Like, his dad, like, the last 2 weeks of him being in NICU, I had to do it by myself. Y'all, I could not cry because he was doing all the crying. He wanted his baby home. And I end up, the nurses I end up, you know, telling the nurses about what was going on. Even one of the NICU moms, after telling her, all of them made me feel so much better, because they was like, Mom, don't get your stress up. Don't get stressed out about that. Because the dads are always the first to give up or don't have the strength to see their child like that or whatever. So, you know, that right there really gave me, you know, some comfort and made me stronger or whatever. But it's hard, y'all. And as strong as I was being, I remember the last week, girl, y'all, when I felt like they weren't gonna give me my baby because they were saying how he went sucking the bottle and they just didn't want him to get home and I have to bring him back. Y'all, I remember just like about to cry. Like, it get hard. And some babies have to stay in there longer than that. You know, it's just a whole nother thing. And I thank God for having Jacob, because Jacob opened up my heart. If people that knew me before my child, they would tell you I probably was being mean to them. You know, it's just different when you don't have children, and then when you have a child. And I feel like sometimes people need kids just to open up their heart and make them to want to love, you know, show you a different love, because it's unconditional love or whatever that a child give you. It's a different love. It's a type of love that you cannot explain or whatever. And I feel like if it's the Lord's will, I pray everybody can be able to feel this type of love while being on earth. You know, but I just thank God because I look, because like I said, Jacob was born at 30 weeks. And when I tell y'all, God showed me so much favor with Jacob. He showed me so much favor with him, y'all. I know babies that have, it was another baby. It was a lot of babies God showed favor with. And that's just like another baby that was in NICU with him. Him and Jacob has been born a day apart. And this boy, this little baby, he was born 3 months early. And when I tell you, him and Jacob the same way. Like, you know, when nothing just mentally wrong with them. Because a lot of times when people have preemie kids, they can be blind, they can be deaf. They could have a lot of major issues going on. And some of them don't make it. So when I tell y'all, I am so thankful. And I can't give this praise to nobody but God and them doctors at Southern Regional in Riverdale, Georgia. Because they really did take care of my son. God sent his angels. God wrapped his arms all around me and my child. And I don't wish this on nobody. And I feel like, now he do, when you have a baby early, they do be a little delayed, like they walk late. They start doing a lot of stuff late. And even with Jacob, I'm having trouble with him, like wanting to eat, like just really eat or whatever. So I know he looks so big, but yeah, he don't be wanting to eat. So right now he's going through feeding therapy where I'm trying to get him to help so he can, you know, want to start eating, like chewing and swallowing. So it's a lot of little different stuff. But y'all, I just thank God, because it could have been the other way around with my child. He could be having a lot of major issues, worse than this going on. But God is able, God is amazing, and God showed me so much favor. And you need a lot of support. From probably the daddy of your child, definitely your family, sister, mother, cousins. And when I tell y'all, I had so much support when it came to Jacob. Like my whole family, from my mama's side to my daddy's side. If I haven't even heard from these people or whatever, they was calling me, they was checking on me, they was trying to come and see about us. And I thank God for my family. From my mama's side to my daddy's side, I can't say everybody showed me support. Everybody, if they didn't, you know, come see him, they was sending stuff, they was calling, and the calls and gifts, everything is gratefully appreciated better, because you need everything. When you be going through stuff like that, y'all, you need everything. And then on top of that, having a baby, that's my first baby, and then you go through postpartum and a lot of that, and then having your baby up there in the hospital, yeah, it's a lot. And I just feel like, you know, God knew that I was strong and I was gonna be able to get through it, because what they say, and I got a cousin, Sade, she always say, only the strong survive. And I tell you, I was strong and I had survived. But it's hard, and you could go through a hard depression or whatever, and it is depressing. And another thing, when you become a NICU mom and have a baby early, it's hard to produce milk. You'll start to produce, and with your baby not being on you, you don't get that same mama experience by your baby coming out, your baby laying on your chest. When your baby come out, that baby going to NICU, you probably have to wait about 2 or 3 weeks for your baby can just lay on your chest. You have to go in the NICU, let your baby lay all on your chest. The daddy and the mama can do it or whatever. But I did the, they call it skin to skin or whatever. And when I tell you that baby, that be the best sleep. As soon as you do that, that baby gonna fall on your chest and gonna sleep forever. And I remember the first time I held my baby, y'all, I sat there and held that baby or whatever. And the nurses, they will monitor you because they don't want you to fall asleep and drop your baby, because as a mother, you know, you put your baby to sleep as well as your baby will put you to sleep or whatever. But the nurses were real supportive. They were real nice. Like I said, he was at the Southern Regional Hospital in Riverdale, Georgia, and they are #1 preemie hospital for babies. And I just give them a shout out, because I know without them, and they had to put up with me, y'all, because I was not an inch pretty. Or whatever, but because I was just so overprotective of that baby, my baby. That was my first baby or whatever, and I just was so overprotective of him. But I couldn't have did it without the Lord, without those nurses and doctors that stood in the region, and without my family and the support of his dad or whatever. So, like I said, it is being a preemie mother. I mean, it has been a journey, and it's still not over or whatever. Because I'm working a full-time job. I became a supervisor or whatever. And then I still have to do what I have to do, prioritize with my son or whatever. So I have to give God all the praise, y'all, because God is so amazing. I give him all the praise in the blood of Jesus. I thank God. I thank Jesus, my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. And y'all, I am a believer. I am a believer. And without God, like I said, I don't know where I would be. I don't know what my son will be. And my faith, like I said, God tested my faith with my son. And I just continue to pray over my son. By the time I prayed for my son, not knowing God gave me my son so fast, then I know it was going to be a test or whatever. But I got through it because I prayed over my seed. From the time I found out he was in my belly till he came out, ended up going to NICU, I still prayed. I asked God, please wrap your arms all around my child, those doctors and everything. And when I tell y'all, everything came out to be all right. And, you know, I just want to tell y'all my story about being a NICU mom and having a preemie child or whatever. So, again, this is Colleen's Opinions. I would like for you all to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to my page or whatever. You know, God have his timing for everybody. So, I just want to, like I said, use my page to help people get on my opinions on my life experience about things. So you never know what people going through and what your words can do to help them. So thank you all for tuning in to Colleen's Opinions. As I always say, Jacob, tell them, peace out, 8 times down, even though the nail missing. But peace out, 8 times down. Okay. Bye-bye.